Hello and welcome to Newsfeed, your daily dose of what people are talking about online, from news stories to what's trending. Now, just when you thought crypto exchange FTX's woes couldn't get any worse, well, they have. FTX was one of crypto's most trusted exchanges. In fact, it was the world's second biggest. That is, until its super shady financial practices were exposed last week. It filed for bankruptcy in the US on Friday, and its founder, Sam Bankman-Fried, better known in the crypto space as SBF, resigned, with his net worth, according to Bloomberg, plummeting from $15 billion to around $990 million in a single day. About $1 billion in customers' crypto apparently vanished from FTX, and as a sort of unfortunate cherry on top, after its bankruptcy filing, the exchange was hacked and reportedly robbed of another $600 million. On Monday, after a rather tumultuous weekend, SBF posted up this seemingly unfinished tweet, and it generated a lot of discussion online, just like Donald Trump's cryptic confit tweet did back in 2017 when he was president. Although many online insinuated that SBF had carried out a rug pull in the crypto sphere, that's when a firm abandons a project and runs away with investor funds.
Sam Bankman-Fried is the founder and CEO of FTX. He also founded a hedge fund called Alameda Research. He got famous for being the guy that bought low-priced Bitcoin in the US and then flew to Korea and Japan to sell it at a higher price. A week ago, Alameda Research's financials were leaked. It showed a pretty scary relationship between Sam's two companies, and this is important for the story. So FTX has their own exchange token called FTT. FTT doesn't represent ownership in FTX. It just gave holders access to lower trading fees on the platform, kind of like loyalty program points. This is where the schemy stuff starts. It turns out that $6 billion of Alameda's $12 billion in assets were in this FTT token. And that alone isn't an issue, but if something were to happen to FTT, Alameda might not be able to sell all $6 billion and wouldn't be able to cover the debts they owe. It gets worse. It turns out Alameda was using that $6 billion of FTT as collateral to get loans from real customer deposits at FTX. So they were essentially putting up Chuck E. Cheese tokens as collateral to get real money to trade with. A super slippery slope if something went wrong.
And of course, something did go wrong. FTX's token is now essentially worthless. And I just have to point out how we've sort of come full circle. Cryptocurrencies, namely Bitcoin, came into existence in 2009 as a sort of reaction to the global financial crisis. Bitcoin and all the tokens that came after it aimed to disrupt the traditional banking industry, and as El Salvador's president points out here, not be bound by governments and their regulations, and prevent a repeat of Enron and Bernie Madoff's massive Ponzi scheme. It's a libertarian approach to things, crypto run by ordinary people like us, so less of a chance to be messed up by the man. Except, as people in the space have been pointing out, controversially, FTX really didn't conduct itself differently than a traditional bank.
They fooled you. FTX was never a crypto exchange. It was a corrupt bank. And if you know how banks make money, you know that your money is not your money anymore once it's deposited. They take it and loan it out to businesses and real estate investors, all in the hopes that they make profit from interest. In reality, your money is gone.
What?
FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried used this fractional banking system, stealing billions of dollars that customers thought were safe in their FTX accounts, and loaned it away, gambling it in the crypto markets. A true crypto exchange keeps 100% of users' funds in reserve, whereas a bank only needs to keep 2% of customers' funds in their vault.
So what's the takeaway from this ongoing fiasco? Does this mean that we can't trust crypto anymore? Well, no. I don't think it's that clear-cut. The crypto market is massive, and one or a few bad apples doesn't mean that we should write off the whole space. Well, not yet at least. Just remember this oft-repeated phrase in crypto: not your keys, not your coins. Basically, if your coins are on a third party, like an exchange like FTX, they are in full possession of those tokens. So if an exchange like what has happened with FTX goes under, it's highly unlikely that you will get your funds back. Instead, try a cold wallet to make sure it all stays in your hands. Last week, Elon Musk began charging Twitter users $8 for a blue verified checkmark. Well, that decision let pranksters wreak havoc imitating official accounts and celebrities for laughs. But investors in American pharma giant Eli Lilly aren't amused after someone spoofed the insulin producer and made an offer too good to be true. The anonymous poster declared that insulin would now be free. In the US, it costs hundreds of dollars a month and makes the firm huge profits, while the algorithms that scour social media for market-moving data couldn't tell the difference. Eli Lilly's stock took a nosedive, wiping billions off its share price. Of course, Eli Lilly had to clarify that there would be no Christmas miracle for the millions of people with diabetes who need its product to survive. One Twitter user had his own interpretation on the tweet, blasting the company for the high price of the drug. And U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders went further, calling out its CEO David Ricks for gouging diabetics. FYI, Ricks's paycheck was almost $20 million last year. And Elon Musk himself may have done his own financial backers no favors by provoking a sitting U.S. Senator, Massachusetts Democrat Ed Markey. To test Musk's new system, a Washington Post reporter successfully set up a fake blue check in Markey's name. The senator posted a letter he'd sent to Musk saying the billionaire had turned Twitter into a wild, wild west for disinformation and demanded answers. But Musk took a stab at comedy at the senator's expense, quipping that Markey's account looks like a parody anyway. Ouch. Markey wasted no time in reminding him of the authority legislators and federal regulators wield over Musk's businesses, telling him bluntly, fix your companies or Congress will. Apart from Musk fanboys for whom the Rocket Ranger can do no wrong, some Twitter users pointed out that Markey indeed sits on multiple committees that oversee his industries. Whether anyone can fix Musk's companies, however, we shall have to see. Turkish police have arrested several suspects following Sunday's explosion at a busy shopping street in the heart of Istanbul. At least 6 people died and over 80 were wounded in the attack. The police released this footage of arrests, including the main suspect, who is said to have left the bomb on Istiklal Street. Weapons, explosives, and money were also found. Priyanka has been down to the scene.
I'm standing here in the heart of Istiklal Street, where just yesterday an explosive device detonated, tragically taking the lives of 6 people. Today, people are out here paying their respects for those lost in this tragedy. Istiklal Street is an incredibly popular street here in Istanbul, popular for tourists and locals alike. And people are making sure that those who are out enjoying their Sunday, just as many of us do here in Istanbul, are not to be forgotten. And on social media, the same rings true, with many world leaders bringing in their condolences. Those people including the Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, NATO, the US, the EU, all making sure that they are standing strong with Turkey.
Let's go to Ukraine, where Russia's war is now in its 9th month. After months of intense fighting and daily scenes of destruction and devastation, there was some joy in Kherson this weekend as Ukrainian troops entered in the port city. Ukrainians liberated from Russian occupation flooded the streets with their nation's blue and yellow flag, greeting soldiers with tears and hugs. And this is a city that was supposed to have voted in favor of being annexed by Russia. To be fair, most people consider the September referendums to be a sham. Kiev says it will start restoring water and electricity services to the city. And Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has visited Kherson, where he oversaw Ukrainian flags being raised on government buildings. He hailed a recapture of the city, but also warned that the fight to reclaim territory from Russian occupation was not over. The war will likely get tougher for both sides as winter settles in. And near the capital, Kiev, art is emerging from the ruins of destruction. The world-famous graffiti artist Banksy has again left his mark, this time in the suburb of Borodyanka. Banksy posted this picture on Instagram of one of his works, a gymnast doing a handstand amid debris. And the secretive artist is being credited with another, of a man resembling Vladimir Putin defeated by a child in a judo throw. Borodyanka is one of the places hardest hit by Russian bombardment. All right, on to what's trending. People have always predicted that robots would replace us and take over the world one day. But it doesn't sound like sci-fi anymore, as robots are slowly but surely taking over the labor market. Amazon has introduced a robot called Sparrow that performs basic warehouse tasks to make the process more efficient and fast. Amazon's millions of customers demand ever faster delivery, but they also have over 750,000 workers who are worried about their robot revolution.
Meet Sparrow, a robotic arm that can pick up millions of items. The company hopes the robot can help with some of the more repetitive tasks around the warehouse. Amazon says Sparrow uses computer vision and artificial intelligence to move products before they're packaged. Suction cups attached to the surface of the robot allow it to firmly grasp items. Other robotic arms have been able to pick up boxes, but Sparrow is capable of picking up packages of different shapes and sizes. Amazon says Sparrow can identify around 65% of the company's product inventory. Though introducing more robots to its warehouses could raise questions about whether human jobs will be replaced, Amazon says Sparrow will free up employees to focus on other things.
While Amazon still argues that its robot revolution is not a threat to workers, many netizens found the latest development not so surprising. They say it is just a matter of time before the majority of workers are replaced by either artificial intelligence or robots. This user says although the robot looks like it is functioning slower than an average employee, it will never get tired and take breaks, working nonstop and saving thousands of dollars. Others have suggested that the money saved by technology can be used to pay higher wages to human workers. And Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos, the second richest person in the world, has been dishing out cash to the tune of $100 million. The lucky recipient is none other than country music icon Dolly Parton. No doubt Dolly has earned a fair few dollars herself, and she won't get to keep the money. It's all part of the annual Bezos' Courage and Civility Award for the winner to donate to charities of their choice.
The award recognizes leaders who aim high, find solutions, and who always do it with civility.
We have in this very room the next recipient of the Courage and Civility Award. The woman you're about to meet embodies these ideals so thoroughly. She gives with her heart. What she's done for kids, literacy, and so many other things is just incredible. It is my great honor to welcome our 2022 Courage and Civility Award recipient up onto the stage, Dolly Parton.
Well, did you say $100 million?
And that brings us to the end of today's news feed. Find this show on YouTube and do subscribe. See you same time tomorrow.